Would you like to be able to use QuickBooks Online to manage your credit card transactions? Well, don't worry. This video will show you how to manage your personal credit cards using QuickBooks Online. If you have any questions about this topic, you can leave them in the comments section below and I'll do my best to help you. And of course, if you feel the video helped you, I hope you will click like and don't forget to subscribe to get updates on new videos that come out all the time. Most people already know certain things about credit cards when using them and recording transactions in QuickBooks Online. First, you must have an account in the chart of accounts to record all transactions with credit cards. Secondly, keeping records of a credit card account, believe it or not, is exactly the same as keeping records of a bank account. The money gets paid to the financial institution and you pay from the account for business expenses. Let's think about that for a moment. How exactly are credit cards and bank accounts the same? Well, with a credit card, you would pay from the account for business expenses, and you would do that first. Then after you charge the card, you would pay your money to the financial institution for the charges. A bank account is exactly the same, but in a bank account, first you would pay the financial institution your own money for the future charges to the account that you will have, and then you will pay from the bank account for business expenses. But keeping records of these two separate things are exactly the same. They're the same transactions happening in a slightly different order. But in QuickBooks Online, recording credit card transactions in the credit card register is physically exactly the same thing as recording transactions in the bank register the way we have been doing for this course. And of course, the accumulated results get totaled and displayed in the trial balance in the exact same way. So for credit card transactions, when you charge the credit card, the balance of that specific card will go up. And of course, whatever expense you paid on the card will also increase by the amount of the charge. And of course, if you pay down the credit card or get a partial refund, those would be the two transactions that would make the credit card balance go down. For example, let's imagine on March 1, we charged to UPS for a delivery with the Citibank credit card $800. Now, if this is the way the trial balance looks before we record that charge, what will be the result after the charge? Well, if we charge $800 to Citibank credit card, then the Citibank credit card will show up for the first time as $800. And if the reason we charged the card was for delivery, that means that delivery expense will show up for the first time in the trial balance as $800. So how do we record it? Well, we click Accounting, Chart of Accounts, and we find the register of the specific credit card that we're making the charge for. In this case, it's Citibank credit card. And we click View Register. Now we can record a credit card expense or a bill payment or a transfer. In this case, this is an expense. It's a charge. A charge is a normal expense on the credit card. And it was UPS who did the delivery. And the reason we needed to have UPS deliver is because we needed to incur this delivery expense. And the date that we got the delivery in this example was March 1, and the money amount was a charge that we put in the charge field $800. Push Tab to save the field. Now we can save this transaction by scrolling to the right. By scrolling to the right, we click Save. Now, when we click Reports, Trial Balance, you can see that delivery expense showed up for the first time as $800, and Citibank credit card also showed up as $800. Let's do a second example. Let's imagine on March 5th, we charged to Dr. Kirk for vet bills with the Citibank credit card $100. What will be the result of this charge? Well, we owe $100 more to the Citibank credit card, so that balance will increase and become $900. And of course, if we have $100 more in vet bills expense increases and becomes $250. So how do we record this? We click Accounting, Chart of Accounts, and we scroll to the Citibank credit card, then go across the row and click View Register. Now, you can click Add Credit Card Expense, and then, because that's what a normal charge is, and go forward to March 5th. Now we know we charged it to Dr. Kirk. He's the merchant whom we paid. And we know that the reason we paid was vet bills expense. And we click in the charge field, type in the amount of the charge, and push the Tab key just to save the field. Then we scroll across and click Save for the whole transaction. And now when we click Reports, Trial Balance, you can see that Citibank credit card increased to $900 exactly as it should, and vet bills also increased to $250. Now, what about payments and credits? Well, when you get a credit because somebody gives a partial refund, or if you pay down the credit card a little, both of these make the balance of the credit card decrease. And you will simply record them in the other column of the register, whether it's a payment to the card or whether it's a credit for a partial refund. For example, let's imagine on March 10, Dr. Kirk refunded $50 to us from our last vet visit. It was credited back to the Citibank credit card. Well, what will be the result? The balance of Citibank credit card will decrease by $50, and vet bills expense will also decrease. The vet bills will decrease by $50 and become $200. And of course, because you just got a $50 credit, the $900 Citibank credit balance will become $850. How do we record this? Very simple. We click Accounting, Chart of Accounts. We go to the Citibank register and click View Register. Now, this is specifically, this type of transaction is a credit card credit. And you must, from the pull down, choose the correct type of credit card transaction. We put the date first, March 10th. And again, it was Dr. Kirk. And again, Dr. Kirk is always vet bills expense. And the amount, now notice, it's not really a payment. It's really a partial refund. But even though we're not paying Dr. Kirk, Dr. Kirk's not paying us, but we have a credit, which is the same effect as a payment. So we're going to put in the $50 credit and push the Tab key. Now we're going to the right and click Save. Now let's check the result. We go to Reports, Trial Balance, and you can see the balance on CitiCard is now $850, and you can see in vet bills it's now $200. Now our last example is an example of paying down the credit card. Let's imagine on March 20, we paid Citibank credit card $300 to decrease the balance, and we paid it with check number 61 from Chase Bank. So what's going to change? Well, we know the balance of Chase Bank is going to decrease by $300 because we just gave $300 from the Chase Bank. So when we finish, Chase Bank's balance will be $2,550. And of course, the Citibank credit card balance will also decrease by $300 because we just paid it down, and $850 becomes $550 after we record this transaction. So let's take a look. We click Accounting, Chart of Accounts. Again, it's still the Citibank credit card that we're paying from. View Register. Now, I believe the date said March 20. Correct. So we're going to put in the register add credit card credit, not bill payment. Bill payment is something different. A credit card credit is both a partial refund that the credit card gives you, as well as making a payment when you are using the register window. So we click credit card credit, and of course, who are we paying? We are actually paying, now get this, we're paying the credit card company Citibank. And even though Citibank is a financial institution and not a vendor, we still must click Add New to add it to the vendors list, even though they're not the same type of vendor we would normally use. And because we have to pay them, their name has to be on the vendors list. Save. And we paid Citibank, but the account in the chart of accounts that we paid is the Citibank credit card in the account field in the chart of accounts. Oh, excuse me, you don't do that. That's wrong. You see, because here's why. We are already in, see, I'm glad I showed you what was wrong, because look at this. We are already in the Citibank credit card register. So the money that's paying down the Citibank register is coming from the Chase Bank account. So we are lowering the Citibank register because we're paying from Chase Bank. And if we were recording this instead in the Chase register, then the Citibank would be down here. It would just be the opposite. It's the same idea. Both registers are affected. $300 payment. Okay, hit enter. Maybe scroll down, maybe scroll to the right. Save. And now that we saved it, we can click Reports, Trial Balance, and you can see the balance of the credit card decreased to what we expected, $550, and the balance of the Chase Bank account decreased to exactly what we predicted a moment ago, $2,550. Another similarity between bank transactions and credit card transactions in QuickBooks Online is that you can use other windows besides the register window to record your credit card transactions. For example, you can also enter credit card charges in the expenses window. Watch. If you come here and click New and you choose Expense, you can do this. You can make the payment account the credit card account that you're paying from. And all the other fields of data are the same. The payee, the category of expense that you're paying, the description, the date, and the amount will all be filled in exactly the way you did a moment ago when you recorded a credit card charge in the appropriate register for Citibank. You should also know that you can also enter credit card credits and payments in the other window, Enter Credit Card Credits. So in other words, if we close this out, Leave without saving? Yes. Click New. You can see there is a special window for credit card credits and payments. And if you click, you can see that the only account types that you can choose in this window to pay down the credit card or show some kind of refund or decrease in the balance is right here in this window, credit card credit. You choose the correct card, then all you do is put in the same fields of data that we put in a moment ago in the register when we recorded our credit and we recorded our credit card payment. And the result will be the same. But why do you need to know this? You need to know this in case you have to use the trial balance to reopen a transaction that is a problem. For example, if we look at vet bills and we double click, you can see that some of the vet bills were paid from the M&T bank account, but you can see that this vet bill was this third one down, which was on March 5th, was actually paid from the Citibank credit card for $100. And then you can see the $50 credit card credit listed here for what Dr. Kerr gave us. And if you need to reopen a transaction, even though we recorded this $100 in the register, if we need to reopen it from here to fix it, we double click. It's not going to show that transaction in the register where we recorded it. It will instead show it here in this window, and we can change whatever we need and then save it, and the results will change accordingly.